I kept rubbing my palms together, trying to hide how much they shook. You okay? Emily whispered. I'm good, I said. Just nervous. She smiled. You're already married. You survived the hard part. I laughed. You haven't met my family speeches yet. Daniel stood across the room, laughing loudly with my parents. He caught my eye and raised his glass. Relax, he mouthed. I nodded. Daniel had always been my shield. Growing up, he spoke for me when I couldn't. Fixed things when I messed up. If anyone could handle a microphone, it was him. The DJ tapped the stand. Let's hear a few words from the groom's brother. Applause filled the room. Daniel walked up confidently. Wow, he said. Look at my little brother. More laughter. I smiled. My chest felt warm. I remember when he couldn't even talk to girls, Daniel continued. Now look at him. Married to Emily. Emily squeezed my hand. Daniel lifted his glass. You've changed, man. You've grown. Then he paused. And hey, who hasn't made mistakes, right? I felt something tighten inside me. Daniel laughed. Remember that whole mess with the company funds? God, that was rough. My smile froze. Someone chuckled. Daniel waved his hand. Relax, relax. It's ancient history. Just a learning experience. I leaned toward him. Daniel, I whispered, barely loud enough. Stop. He didn't look at me. You should have seen him back then, Daniel said. Sweating, lying, swearing he didn't mean it. A few laughs scattered. Phones came out. I saw the screens. Emily's hand slipped from mine. What is he talking about? She asked quietly. I'll explain later, I said, my throat burning. Daniel tilted his head. But hey, he bounced back. Or at least, tried. More laughter. Louder now. My ears rang. I stepped forward. That's enough. Daniel smiled wider. Easy, man. It's a joke. It's not, I said. My voice cracked. The room went quiet for half a second. Then Daniel laughed again. Come on, he said. We're family. If we can't laugh at the past, what can we laugh at? Someone clapped awkwardly. Emily stared at me. You told me that was handled, she said. It was, I said. I swear. Her eyes searched my face. Daniel raised his glass again. To honesty, he said. And to Emily, for marrying a man brave enough to admit his flaws. Laughter exploded. I tried to speak. Nothing came out. My chest felt hollow. My legs wouldn't move. I watched Sarah across the room. She wasn't laughing. She just stared at Daniel, jaw tight. Emily stepped back. Why didn't you tell me? She whispered. I didn't think it mattered anymore, I said. Daniel finished his toast. Love you, bro. Applause roared. I stood there while people smiled at me like I was part of the joke. Someone said, that was bold. Another said, families, huh? Emily turned away. I need air, she said. I watched her walk off without looking back. Daniel stepped down and clapped my shoulder. See? Lightened the mood. Why? I asked. He shrugged. People respect honesty. That wasn't honesty, I said. It was funny, he replied. You're too sensitive. I looked around the room. Balloons. Music. Laughter. Everything felt fake. I realized then that the man I trusted most had just stripped me bare in front of everyone I loved. And betrayal, I learned in that moment, hurts worst when it smiles at you and calls you brother. The music kept playing, but nobody was dancing near me. Emily stood a few steps away, arms crossed. Can we go? She asked. Now? I said. Yes. Please. People watched us walk out. I heard whispers. Did you know? That was awkward. Family drama. In the car, Emily stared out the window. I drove in silence until she finally spoke. Is it true? She asked. What Daniel said? Yes. I swallowed. Parts of it. Not how he told it. She shook her head. You told me everything was settled. It was, I said. Years ago. Then why didn't I know? Because I was ashamed, I said. She laughed once, sharp and short. Today was supposed to be safe, she said. I never thought he'd do that, I replied. You trusted him, she said. I trusted my brother. At home, she didn't take off her dress. She sat on the couch. So what else don't I know? She asked. Nothing, I said quickly. She looked at me. That answer scares me. I stepped closer. Emily, please. She stood up. I need time. Days passed with quiet meals and shorter answers. Are you okay? I asked one night. I don't know, she said. A week later, my parents called. Robert spoke first. Daniel didn't mean harm. He humiliated me, I said. Helen cut in. It was bad timing. It was my wedding, I said. He was nervous, she replied. Emily listened on the couch. Robert continued, you know how he jokes. Yes, I said. At my expense. He loves you, Helen said. Love doesn't feel like that, I replied. That night, Emily packed a bag. I can't breathe here, she said. Because of him? I asked. Because of all of it, she answered. Weeks later, she didn't come back. She left a note. I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix this. I called Daniel. You crossed a line, I said. He sighed. You're still on that? You destroyed my marriage. You're being dramatic, he replied. I asked you to stop. You should toughen up, he said. I hung up shaking. At my parents' house, I said, he won't even apologize. Robert frowned. Families forgive. For what? I asked. Helen said, for mistakes. Then why am I the only one paying? They didn't answer. My apartment felt empty without Emily's voice. I sat on the floor one night. I said out loud, what's wrong with me? Nobody answered. I replayed the toast again and again. The laughs. Emily's face. Daniel's smile. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted the noise in my head to stop. I stared at my computer screen while my manager talked. I'm worried about you, he said. I'm fine, I replied. You've missed deadlines, he said. You're distracted. I'm dealing with stuff, I said. He nodded. We all are. A week later, he called me in again. This isn't working, he said. So that's it? I asked. We need someone fully present, he replied. I packed my desk in silence. At home, I skipped meals without noticing. Some nights I stared at the ceiling. Other nights I didn't sleep at all. I kept thinking, how did I fall this far? One evening, my phone buzzed. Hey, it's Mark, the message said. Coffee? I almost ignored it. Then I went. Mark waved when I walked into the cafe. Man, you look rough, he said gently. Good to see you too, I replied. He smiled. Sit. We ordered coffee. He waited. I finally said, my wife left. He nodded. I heard. My job's gone, I added. He nodded again. You don't have to fix it right now, he said. I don't even know who I am, I replied. You're still you, he said. It doesn't feel like enough, I said. He leaned back. I'm running a startup. That's good, I said. It's messy, he said. Long hours. Low pay. I laughed softly. Sounds perfect. He looked at me. I could use help. With what? I asked. Everything, he said. Admin, research. Thinking. I'm not sharp anymore, I said. He shook his head. You always were. I hesitated. I can't fail again. You will, he said. I frowned. Just not alone, he added. I took the job. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell Daniel. I didn't want advice. I wanted quiet. The office was small. Welcome to chaos, Mark said. I replied, I can handle chaos. Days blurred together. Thoughts? Mark asked often. I think we're missing something, I'd say. He listened. One night, I stayed late. Mark said, go home. I'm okay, I replied. You don't have to punish yourself, he said. I'm not, I said. I'm rebuilding. Weeks passed. You're getting sharper, Mark said. I don't feel sharp, I replied. Feelings lie, he said. Sometimes I thought about the wedding. I told myself, focus. The work steadied me. One afternoon, Mark said, why don't you talk about your family? I'm tired of explaining, I replied. Fair, he said. I ate more. I slept better. I started trusting my voice again. Good call, Mark said during a meeting. I paused. He noticed. You okay? I forgot what that felt like, I said. Late one night, alone, I whispered, you didn't break me. I wasn't talking to Daniel. I was talking to fear. Pain didn't end me. It shaped me. Work became my excuse and my shelter. Morning, Mark said every day. Morning, I replied, steady. You're different, he said once. How? I asked. You don't ask if your ideas are okay anymore, he said. I just say them, I replied. Meetings moved faster. Thoughts? Mark asked. We test it, I said. And if it fails? Then we learn, I answered. One afternoon, Mark said, I want you to meet someone. Who? I asked. Linda, he said. She invests in early chaos. That sounds dangerous, I replied. She's honest, he said. Linda shook my hand firmly. So you're the quiet one, she said. I talk when it matters, I replied. She smiled. Good answer. We sat down. Mark said, tell her your idea. I didn't hesitate. Linda listened without interrupting. So why does this work? She asked. Because people hate friction, I said. And you remove it how? By respecting their time, I replied. She leaned back. You've thought this through. I've lived it, I said. She nodded. Later, she said, I'm interested. Mark grinned. I stayed calm. After she left, Mark said, you didn't even blink. I stopped performing, I replied. For who? He asked. Everyone, I said. I didn't talk about my past. Nobody asked. I liked that. At night, I scrolled through my phone. Daniel's face appeared, smiling in a suit. Promotion season, his caption said. I stared for a second. Then I locked the screen. The next day, someone said, heard your brother's doing great. I replied, good for him. Rumors floated in. High pressure. Turnover. Missed targets. Mark asked, does it bother you? I said, not really. He raised an eyebrow. Okay, I admitted. Sometimes. Linda called later. I want to move forward, she said. With funding? I asked. With trust, she replied. I sat quietly after the call. Mark said, you earned that. I know, I said. Weeks passed. You're leading this, Mark told me. Say that again, I said. You're leading, he repeated. I didn't correct him. One night, I dreamt of the wedding. Laughter. My name. Silence. I woke up breathing hard. I said out loud, not today. At work, Linda asked, why are you so calm? I'm tired of noise, I replied. She nodded. That's power. Daniel posted again. Awards. Smiles. Then a message popped up. Things aren't great, an old friend wrote. I didn't respond. Mark noticed my silence. You sure you're okay? I'm focused, I said. The scar still existed. I just stopped touching it. Time stopped feeling heavy. Revenue's up again, Mark said. I replied, good. Meetings blurred together. Decision, someone asked. We proceed, I said. One afternoon, Linda called. Can you come in? She asked. Now? Yes. I sat across from her. She slid a folder forward. We're acquiring a firm, she said. Which one? I asked. She named it. My breath caught. That's Daniel's company, I said. Linda watched my face. You know someone there? My brother, I replied. Silence filled the room. Do you want to step away? She asked. I don't know, I said honestly. I walked outside and called Mark. This is real, I said. He replied, I figured. I'm not ready, I admitted. You don't have to be, he said. I remembered the wedding. The laughter. Standing alone. Linda joined me. We can reassign this, she said. I won't, I replied. She raised an eyebrow. I'm not running, I added. Back inside, she said, professional only? Yes, I said. At home, I sat on my couch. I said out loud, breathe. Daniel posted online again. Another big quarter, he wrote. I closed the app. The next meeting, Linda said, you'll oversee integration. I nodded. Mark whispered, you sure? Yes, I said. Days passed slowly. Any concerns? Linda asked. None, I replied. Inside, my heart raced. But I stayed quiet. One night, Mark asked, still okay? I think so, I said. You don't sound sure. I don't need revenge, I replied. Good, he said. I looked at the ceiling. I remembered freezing at the toast. This time, I didn't freeze. Emails arrived. Looking forward to collaboration, Daniel wrote to leadership. I didn't reply. Linda asked, do you want me to handle him? No, I said. Why? Because I can. I slept badly that night. Dreams mixed boardrooms and wedding halls. The morning came. I put on my jacket. I said, let's do this. At work, Mark smiled. You ready? As I'll ever be, I replied. I wasn't chasing karma. I just stopped avoiding it. I walked into the boardroom early. Morning, someone said. Morning, I replied. I took my seat and opened my notebook. The door opened again. Daniel walked in. He didn't look at me at first. He sat down, confident. I felt my pulse jump. Linda began, let's start introductions. She nodded toward me. This is our senior lead on the acquisition. Daniel finally looked up. His eyes met mine. He blinked. Wait, he said softly. I said nothing. This is, Linda paused. I finished it. My name. Color drained from his face. Oh, he said. Silence spread across the table. Daniel cleared his throat. Nice to meet you, he said. His voice shook. Sir. The word hit harder than I expected. I nodded. Let's begin. He barely spoke during the meeting. When he did, his words tangled. Yes, of course. That makes sense. I focused on numbers. Questions. Next steps. At the end, Linda said, Good work. Daniel avoided my eyes. Outside the room, he stopped me. Can we talk? He asked. Briefly, I replied. He leaned against the wall. I didn't know, he said. I didn't plan this, I replied. He swallowed. About the wedding. I waited. It was a joke, he said. It went too far. I told you to stop, I replied. He nodded fast. I didn't realize what it did to you. You watched it happen, I said. He rubbed his face. I was stupid. Yes, I replied. I'm sorry, he said. The word sounded new. I didn't smile. I didn't yell. I'm not here for that, I said. Then why? He asked. I looked at him. I hope you learned something, I said. He stared at me. That's it? That's all, I replied. He opened his mouth. Then closed it. I walked away. Back inside, Mark whispered, You okay? I am, I said. Linda caught up with me later. You handled that well, she said. I didn't want a scene, I replied. You didn't need one, she said. At my desk, my hands finally shook. I whispered, Breathe. Daniel emailed me that night. Thank you for hearing me. I didn't reply. I sat alone and remembered the toast. The laughter. The silence after. This time, I had spoken. Softly. Enough. Power didn't feel loud. It felt steady. Daniel stopped speaking up in meetings. He sat stiff, eyes sharp. Linda asked, Thoughts? He said, It's fine. Mark leaned toward me. That's new, he whispered. Let it be, I replied. Weeks passed. Your numbers are slipping, Linda told him. They aren't, Daniel said. They are, she replied. He pulled me aside one afternoon. You're not helping, he said. You didn't ask, I replied. I don't need guidance, he snapped. Then don't take it, I said. Mistakes piled up. Deadlines passed. Excuses grew louder. It's the system, Daniel said. It's the market, he said. It's everyone else, he said. Linda finally said, This can't continue. Daniel laughed. You're overreacting. The meeting ended quietly. A week later, Mark said, They're letting him go. Is it fair? I asked. Yes, he replied. Completely. Daniel's access disappeared. His title vanished. I waited for joy. It never came. That surprised me. My parents called that night. Robert said, What did you do? I did my job, I replied. Helen cried. You ruined him, she said. He ruined himself, I replied. This is revenge, Robert said. No, I said. This is consequence. You could have protected him, Helen said. Like you protected me? I asked. Silence filled the call. At my wedding, I said, Who spoke up? Robert said nothing. Who told him to stop? I asked. Helen whispered, We didn't. You defended him, I said. He's your brother, Robert replied. So was I said. They didn't argue after that. Days passed. Daniel emailed me. I'm struggling, he wrote. Please talk to me. I stared at the screen. I remembered his laugh. I remembered the word sensitive. I closed the email. Another message arrived. I don't know who I am without work. I didn't answer. At dinner, Mark asked, Any regrets? No, I said. Not even a little? I feel finished, I replied. Linda said later, Closure looks good on you. I waited a long time, I said. That night, my phone rang. Daniel's name flashed. I let it ring. I wasn't angry anymore. I was free. I stood outside the cafe longer than I meant to. Then I heard my name. Hey, Emily said. I turned slowly. She looked calm. Not distant. Just real. Hi, I said. She smiled. You look different. I feel different, I replied. Can we sit? She asked. If you want, I said. We ordered coffee. She said, I didn't know if I should say hello. I'm glad you did, I replied. She wrapped her hands around the cup. I heard about your work, she said. I heard you're doing well. I am, I said. She nodded. That makes me happy, she said. We sat quietly. No tension. No anger. I never blamed you, she said softly. I blamed the moment. I know, I replied. I wasn't strong enough then, she said. I wasn't either, I said. She looked at me. You survived, she said. So did you, I replied. She smiled, small and tired. We hurt each other, she said. Yes, I replied. I don't need an apology, I added. She exhaled. Thank you, she said. We talked about simple things. Work. Time. Life moving forward. Before she left, she said, I hope you're happy. I am, I replied. Years had passed quietly. My life felt steady now. Mark once asked me, Do you still think about him? Sometimes, I said. Does it hurt? No, I replied. Linda told me during a meeting, you changed. I survived, I said. At home, I looked around my place. It felt peaceful. I thought about the wedding. The laughter. The shame. It didn't control me anymore. I didn't become strong to hurt my brother. I became strong because I refused to stay broken. People think karma screams. It doesn't. It waits. And when it arrives, it doesn't ask permission.